So we'll now be announcing the results. 20, yeah, 23 for, 1 abstain, and 5 spoiled. Welcome. The 69th IPSF General Assembly accepts BDPSA Brunei Darussalam as a member in association and welcomes them to the Federation. Thank you. BDPSA, would you like to say something? Isaac, are they in the Zoom? They're in the Zoom. Media team, can I get a confirmation that the Zoom is on? It's on. Do we have BDPSA in the room? Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, we had a clarification from Abif.
Valerep of Portugal. Shouldn't the results be announced before the closed discussion ends for the MOs that are present here? Thank you.
Thank you. We will give the floor to the motions committee.
Okay. So point for information. So basing it on 7.11.6, after the final result of the vote, candidates will be summoned back to the General Assembly session. Closed discussion rulings will cease to apply and the results will be announced both orally and in written form. Is that fine? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And just 2 reminders we'd like to mention. One, that please state your name and member organization when you get the mic and when you're given the floor. And number 2, please bring pens to the General Assembly. You have been given one in your IPSF World Congress package, so please don't forget them for future reference. And moving on to the next motion. Oh, well, that's said next time. Next time when we have the vote. Okay, we have a clarification from KNPSV.
Anne, KNPSV the Netherlands. May we ask why there were so many spoiled votes? Because maybe next time before the voting procedure, explain it again to prevent this so everyone can actually vote. Thank you.
Okay, so the reason why we have so many spoiled votes is that I did mention that we need to write the vote as written, stated on the parliamentary system, for, against, abstain. Some were not received like that. And at the same time, I did mention that the vote needs to be written on the empty side of the voting ballot, of the secret ballot. Some did write on the stamped side, so they were considered spoiled. Thank you. I was going to mention this next secret discussion. Anyway, thank you. Please refrain from talking amongst different delegations. You're only allowed within your own delegation. Unless specified and requested for interdelegation discussion. Thank you. Motion number 11, proposed by executives. This, the 69th IPSF General Assembly, accepts EPSA Ethiopia as a member in association of IPSF and welcomes them to the Federation. Can we please get the video on?
Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Students Association, or EPSA, is a national, non-governmental, non-political, non-religious, and non-profit association founded with the aim of equipping all pharmacy students with the knowledge, experience, and skills that will help them become the good professionals and solution makers needed in today's society. The organizational structure of EPSA consists of a General Assembly. Under it, there is an executive committee which is comprised of the President, Secretary, Vice President of External and Internal Affairs respectively, Permanent Committee, Treasurer, Financial Officer, and non-voting members. The Permanent Committees consist of several important areas of focus, including fundraising, public health, charity, media and publication, reproductive health and AIDS, as well as pharmaceutical education. The General Assembly is the highest decision-making body and is responsible for formulating and amending the bylaws of the association, approving the annual performance report, balance sheet, audit report, and annual budget. It also passes a decision on the dissolution of the association and property liquidation, as well as approving the annual plan and budget. Powers and functions of the Executive Committee include generating policies, preparing annual action plans, submitting annual performance report and budget of the association, and submitting it to the General Assembly, locating sources of income, cash, labor, or material support to execute the objectives of the association, and formulating regulations on employee recruitment, transfer, promotion, termination, salary, and allowance are also some of its functions. Now let's look at some of EPSA's ongoing projects. EPSA Directed Studies Competition is an annual competition that provides a platform for pharmacy students to showcase their research skills and present their findings to a panel of experts. EPSA's Career Development Webinar Series aims to provide pharmacy students with an in-depth exploration of the various pharmaceutical sectors in their country. By attending these webinars, students gain a better understanding of the different pharmaceutical sectors within the country. EPSA, by collaborating with ICOG Anyone Can Code, to promote Wedesal. This social media campaign is specifically designed to raise awareness and encourage open discussions among young people in Ethiopia about sexual and reproductive health. EPSA has been involved in several charitable initiatives by involving its members. These activities were aimed at making a positive impact on the community. Here we can see hospital grounds cleaning project by Bulehora University students, where they cleaned the entire hospital area all on their own. Here's another project of ours where members handmade Shushan boxes and donated them to street kids and beggars in order to help them make a living and better themselves. Our next project is where we celebrated a famous holiday for kids with cancer at the hospital. EPSA has also donated over 500 reusable pads for poverty, helping girls in public schools. Finally, EPSA members painted the entire pediatric wards to give the kids a sense of joy in times of pain and hardship. And here is our blood donation campaign, where we were able to collect more than 100 blood donations for the hospital. EPSA has celebrated the 9th Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Day colorfully with the theme of evidence-based practice in pharmacy, Ethiopian perspective, at different universities. EPSA has also celebrated the Antimicrobial Resistance Day. The students took the initiative to organize the program all on their own. We did this simultaneously in 15 universities across Ethiopia. Joining IPSF would offer numerous benefits for our members, as they become part of a global community of pharmaceutical students. Through IPSF organized events, professional development activities, and internship programs, our members can enhance their knowledge and gain valuable experience. Collaborating with other associations and sharing experiences allows us to increase our influence and impact as Ethiopian pharmaceutical students on regional and international stages. Furthermore, by integrating our domestic students exchange with the IPSF's established student exchange program, our members can participate in international student exchange programs either laterally or bilaterally. This not only provides an opportunity for cultural exchange, but also helps broaden our members' perspective and deepen their understanding of pharmaceutical practice around the world. Overall, joining IPSF is a valuable investment in the professional and development and global networking opportunities for our members. Thank you.
Thank you, EPSA. Now we'll open the floor for discussion. Please raise your number cards. First, we have IPF Portugal.
Valeria of Portugal, first of all, thank you for your application. Within your constitution, it is written that the SEO and the CP are elected by cooptation and not actually voted, so we wanted to understand why. Thank you.
Thank you, EPSA. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Okay, the SEO and the contact person of the association are actually first nominated by the executive committee, which is then approved in the General Assembly. So the competition is referring to the nominees which are approved by the General Assembly after the nomination of the executive committee, according with their performance and past experience, either in IPSF or other related fields, and their commitment and seen experience in that field. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Anne France. Dropped. Thank you. Next, we have MyPSA Malaysia. Floor is yours. Okay, apologies. Next, we have FJCPPHA Philippines.
Thank you for the floor, Moises Carta, FJCPPHA Philippines. First of all, thank you for your application. Given that IPSF and its activities can significantly influence the dynamics of an association by either instilling IPSF principles or aligning IPSF objectives with the goals of the association, could you explain the rationale behind designating the incoming contact person and students exchange officer as non-voting member, considering that their voices should be heard as international officers? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the current executive committee structure of the association is composed of 7 voting members and 2 non-voting members. This is done because the association, the EPSA, Ethiopian Association, is still under the regulation of the Authority for Civil Society Organizations, which is the federal authority for all local organizations in Ethiopia. And according to their guidelines and proclamation, the executive committee should be composed of this parameters or criteria of individuals. So in order to incorporate the executive the student exchange officer and the contact person into the executive committee, we have to compromise and make them as non-voting members of the executive committee so that their voices can be heard. But that is all that we could do. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to clarify that CAPSI Canada are official delegates only present at the table. Next, we have we have a direct from FJC PPHA Philippines.
Thank you for the floor, Moises Carta of JCPPHA Philippines. Given what you have said a while ago, how can you ensure that the international officers are given equal opportunities as with the voting members when it comes to international affairs? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, go ahead.
Thank you. Even if they're non-voting members of the executive committee, they will still get their voices heard and get the opportunity to convince and explain the circumstance of the international affairs of the association to the executive committee direct hand by participating on all ordinary and extraordinary meetings of the executive committee. So this allows a direct opportunity for these affairs and issues of the international relations become visible and direct to the executive committee. Thank you.
Thank you. BBSA, UK, the floor is yours.
Patrick, PPSA UK. We believe, and BPSA believes, that it would be best going forward to ensure that that IPSF contact person and SEO has a say on your executive board, and that they can provide insight both on an international scale and from an international perspective. So we believe that it is important that you include them in the decision making. And also there is a slight concern with the number that you've stated in your cons and regs, your constitution, where you stated consists of 7 to 9 members. We feel like this number is slightly vague, and it should be a bit more exact, and we would encourage you to review this part of your constitution, because we believe this is very important and fundamental going forward in terms of ensuring that your members have equal opportunities against other IPSF members around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have KNPSV, the Netherlands.
Floor, KNPSV, the Netherlands. Since IPSF requires the associations to be non-governmental and non-profitable, this is not mentioned in your constitution. Could you elaborate on this? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, floor is yours.
Thank you. After the comments of the IPSF Constitutional Working Team, this mentions of the non-governmental and non-political have been added, and the Constitution has been amended to include these changes. Thank you.
Thank you. And in France, floor is yours.
Claire Annette France. We still don't understand how you're going to choose the CP and SEO. Can you clarify it, please? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the CP and the SEO will be nominated by the executive committee for the upcoming term, and these nominees will be presented to the General Assembly for approval. So the executive committee will nominate the CP and the SEO according to their experience and past performance with IPSF or other related fields, and they will be approved by the General Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Did we have another comment from Anne France? Floor is yours.
Pauline Annette France. It doesn't state anywhere that membership is only available to students studying pharmacy or pharmaceutical science degrees. At the moment, is there only pharmacy student in your association? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. This has also been pointed out by the IPSF Constitution Working Committee, and the Constitution has been amended to include that members must be, as a requirement, members must be students of pharmacy or pharmaceutical sciences. Currently, all of our members are pharmacy students that are currently enrolled in universities in Ethiopia. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have BIPSA UK. Floor is yours.
Patrick, BPSA UK. Again, I'm referring back to my previous point. Regarding the nomination of the IPSF contact person and student exchange officer, BPSA feels uncomfortable the fact that they're nominated by an executive committee. We believe that there should be open, equal and fair opportunities for all members to apply for the position of IPSF contact person and student exchange officer. We believe that IPSF can assist the new people if they have limited experience within the role. IPSF can assist them within the role and help them to grow and develop within the role. So we would like to see where the IPSF contact person and IPSF SE, or student exchange officer, would be opened up to all of your members, and not just on a basis of nomination from an executive committee, to ensure that it's fair and just for all your members. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have FJC PPHA Philippines. floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor, Moises Carta of JCPPHA Philippines. I would like to ask for a clarification to the team because it is mentioned on your presentation, your PowerPoint presentation, that the contact person will be working as a non-voting member, independent to the Vice President for Internal Affairs. However, on your IPSF application PDF, it is stated here that the contact person will work under the Vice President for Internals. So may we ask for a clarification regarding this? Thank you for the floor.
Thank you. EPSA, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So after the application analysis of the IPSF Constitutional Working Committee, we have amended and changed the incorporation of the contact person and the student exchange officer to be the non-voting members of the executive committee. Unfortunately, these changes were not included in the application form that you have in front of you today. So this is a slight technical problem, but the amended in the correct current position of the contact person and the SEO will be under the non-voting members of the executive committee. The application form you have is an updated one.
Thank you. Next we have PSA Taiwan.
Thank you for the floor. This is Huizhu Ho from PSA Taiwan. And could you please provide further details regarding events organized in accordance with the IPSS schedule? For instance, you have mentioned that you hold the MRPHC in June. However, it appears that the timing of your campaign differs from the usual AMR week, that is in the November. And so could you kindly clarify this discrepancy?
Thank you. EPSA, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the AMR, the Antimicrobial Resistance Day, is celebrated in Ethiopia every July, on the July. So July 15, this year it was celebrated on July 22 for the 11th time. So the schedule is, we are trying to make it in accordance with the celebration that is in Ethiopia, which was started by the Ethiopian Pharmaceutical Association 11 years ago, and that is celebrated nationally in Ethiopia. So we tried to stick with that schedule of the national event. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a friendly reminder that we have an hour and a half left for this session today. And next we have FJC PPHA the Philippines. Dropped. Thank you. We have ASIPA Algeria next.
Sarah, ASIPA Algeria. You said that the contact person and the SAO are appointed by the executive committee. We would like to know that if any member approaches the executive committee and tells them that they are willing to apply for the position, will you consider their application? Thank you.
Thank you. EPSA, go ahead.
Thank you. So yes, that is correct. For example, for instance, the current student exchange officer that we assigned this year is the acting committee organizer for our national student exchange program. That committee was organized by a nationwide application process. So everyone was allowed to participate and to join this committee of student exchange that worked on domestic student exchange programs. So the current student exchange officer that we assigned from Ethiopia, her name is Miss Hanan. She was actually the contact person the committee organizer of the student exchange committee. So of course, we will allow and we will try to make the election process, as open as possible to all of our members and be as inclusive as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. I see no further comments. Close the floor for discussion and proceed to secret discussion. Please, everyone, devices off, laptops off, phones in your bags. Please close the live stream and the Zoom.